it's Jenny, and today I'm sharing another card for missing stamps. And for my card today, I'm going to be using the Snail Mail stamp set. And here's a close-up of all the super cute images and the mail-related sentiments. And along with the stamp set are the coordinating dies, which is super helpful for all those cute little envelopes. And for my card today, I'm going to go ahead and bring in a piece of watercolor paper, and then I'm going to stamp out the snail image with the mail bag onto that paper with some VersaFine Clear black ink. I also added the heart image and a couple envelopes, but I don't end up using all of those. And once I have my images all stamped out, I'm going to bring in some Caron brush markers so I can use them to watercolor my image. I'm going to use an acrylic block to scribble out my markers onto, and then we'll use some water and a paintbrush to add the color to my images. After I have my image all colored up, I'm going to go ahead and trim him out using the coordinating die, and I forgot to add in some pink cheeks, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. And then I'm going to use a white gel pen to add some details. Now I'm going to start working on my background, and I'm going to be using the Airmail Frame stencils along with some Distress Oxides in the colors Barn Door and Blueprint Sketch. So I trimmed down a cardstock panel to A2 size, and I'm just going to line up my stencils and go ahead and add the color. So for some reason, these two ink pads were a little too juicy and they kind of bled through the stencil. So you see that I trimmed down another piece of cardstock and then just used the ink that was already on the stencil. Once I had my red all inked up, I went ahead and swapped out the stencil for the second layering piece and then went ahead and added the blue. So I'm going to turn this card into a shaker, so I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer and go ahead and trim out that center white piece. Then I'm also going to trim down my frame to 4 by 5 1/4 so I can add a layer underneath. For the background of my shaker, I brought in some light blue cardstock, and I'm just going to trim that down to fit behind the window. And then I'm going to trim down a piece of black cardstock to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I'm going to use some of the envelope images from the stamp set to do some tone-on-tone stamping with some tumbled glass Distress Oxide. Then for my shaker window, I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap acetate from my stash and just trim that down. And I'm going to go ahead and attach that to my frame using some double-sided tape. Next, I'm going to pop that up with a double layer of foam tape. And for my shaker bits, I'm going to bring in some envelope clay pieces. And before I attach the frame, I'm going to go ahead and glue down the blue panel behind the window. Next up, I'm going to heat emboss the sentiment that reads, "Sending paper hugs." I'm going to trim down my sentiment into a banner. Next, I'm going to attach my sentiment using some double-sided tape. For some additional embellishments, I played around with some red and blue baker's twine and then ended up adding a bow to the top of my banner. And finally, I'm going to go ahead and use some glue to attach my images. Next up, I'm going to create my card base and then go ahead and attach my card front. And here is a close-up of my finished card. I think it turned out so super cute, and this snail is just adorable. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!